Good morning, students. Today we are starting with universal counter. It is also called universal timer. This figure shows a block diagram of universal counter. This contains channel 1, channel 2, attenuator and preamplifiers. There is a 2 Schmitt triggers after attenuator, logic control circuitry, then gate control flip-flop, NAND gate which is getting input from main gate, and there is a display board which is mentioning 0000. There is another section, a timer section we call it as, which is constant temperature oven, 1 megahertz crystal oscillator, Schmitt trigger divided by 10 counters. Then there is a W1, W2, W3, that is width of pulses starting from 1 second to 1 microseconds. Then for the knob for measurement of frequency, period, time interval, ratio, external standard control voltage, etc. You draw this figure once so that you will understand easily. There is a question in the university like draw and explain universal counter. It is 8 marks question. Let us start universal counter. Universal counter can be defined as a counter counts a number of cycles over a second. With the advent digital integrated circuits, the design of electronic counter has become very easy. An electronic counter can be used to count or measure frequency, time period, time interval between two actions, and to determine ratio between two frequencies. Universal counter can be used in many places such as marriages, temple halls, temples and different halls, etc. The advantage of a digital counter is that it displays its count, frequency or time period, etc. on a numeric display, offering all the advantages of digital displays. A universal counter is a one-piece combined unit that has in it all the circuits for measurement of frequency, time period, frequency ratio, etc. Desired functions can be selected using function switch. Block diagram of universal counter is shown in the figure, whose first part is to measure frequency. The part of circuit of universal counter that is utilized for frequency measurement is given. Knob should be in a frequency measurement type. There are two channels for the input named as channel 1 and channel 2. The input signal reaches the preamplifiers through the attenuators. Attenuator attenuates the signal at the desired level, whereas if required, preamplifier amplifies it to a certain level. A Schmitt trigger is followed, which converts any sine wave or any other signal into square wave, and also it removes noise from the input. There are two Schmitt triggers present and it is connected to logic control circuitry. The second channel is meant for frequency ratio and multiple ratio measurement. The block logic control circuitry contains logic gates that are enabled or disabled depending upon selection of the function by the function switch and on the status of the inputs to logic control circuitry. The output from the logic control circuitry directly reaches one input of the main gate. Main gate is made up of a NAND gate, which if one input is 1, second input counts frequency. The main gate output drives a decimal counter whose output is displayed. The output of the decimal counter drives a decoder driver which drives display unit. The second input to the main gate is derived from gate control flip-flop. The gate control flip-flop is controlled by the output of the logic control circuitry. The crystal oscillator generates an output voltage at 1 MHz and is sinusoidal in its nature, so it requires a Schmitt trigger. The crystal oscillator offers excellent frequency stability. In order to improve on the long-term frequency stability, the crystal oscillator is kept in a constant temperature oven. The output of the crystal oscillator is given to a Schmitt trigger circuitry. This converts sinusoidal voltage of the crystal oscillator into train of pulses. The rate of pulse train offered by the Schmitt trigger will be equal to frequency of the clock oscillator. The output from the Schmitt trigger is presented to a chain of decade dividers. The output of Schmitt trigger as well as outputs of decade dividers is brought over the wedge of selected switch. The selector switch has 7 wedges W1 to W7 and we can select pulses from 1 microsecond to 1 second, that I already told you. These are time-based pulses to the logic control circuitry. Again through another Schmitt trigger it is passed to the logic control circuitry. The input measurement of frequency is it is given to first channel of universal counter. It reaches the preamplifier through the attenuator. The amplified signal reaches the Schmitt trigger where it is converted into a square wave. A differentiator circuit along with a clipper produces a train of pulses. This train of pulses is separated by a period of the input signal. These pulses are applied to a input of the AND gate. The time-based selector switch is selected to the appropriate range. The time-based pulses are given to the Schmitt trigger from where they reach the gate control flip-flop. The first time-based pulse triggers the gate control flip-flop and its output goes high. Flip-flops are one type of memory, or it is a timer circuitry which adds into memory. Therefore, the B input of the AND gate will be held at high state, which is nothing but 1 second time period. The first time-based triggers the gate control flip-flop, and second, that is B, another time pulse is of 1 second, which is enabling AND gate always. So whatever inputted from channel A is counted on the display board. So this is what a frequency measurement is. Now let us understand a time period measurement. A 1 second time period is standard at the input of main gate. Main gate is having B input, which is a standard 1 second time period. And from the time period measurement block diagram, it can be seen that the gate control flip-flop is controlled by the input signal presenting start and stop signals through the two input channels. So start and stop signals are transferred from A channel and B channel to another A input of main gate, while B input is standard time period of 1 second. Now, as only one time period is transferred from channel A and channel B, or channel 1 and channel 2 as shown in figure, whatever time pulse width is in between these two is displayed on the display board. The time period is measured on the display board. That is, the gating signal is obtained from the input signal whose time period is not known. This input signal controls the enabling and disabling of the main gate. Here controlling signal is A pin of main gate and B is the input signal of the time period. So time period here in the frequency measurement, B is standard controlling gate, whereas in time period measurement, A is or first input is a standard controlling gate. During this time period, whatever signal time is passed, which is measured. The other input to the main gate is derived from the decade dividers connected through the Schmitt trigger to the clock oscillator. Now the gate will pass the trigger pulses from the divider to the decimal counter, which counts and displays. Decimal counter counts the number of pulses that occur during one period of the unknown input signal. So this is a universal counter which fetches around 8 marks for your examination. We will see next part in the next lecture. Thank you very much.